I am. And oh, I gotta adjust my hat. My hat don't look good. Just put my hair down.
Does anything ever look good on you?
Everything looks good on me, son.
Is it opposite day or something? Was I not informed?
Hey, it's only opposite day on the day where they convict me as guilty.
That was yesterday. And yesterday is today because it is opposite day. So
When it comes to holidays that don't exist, but I really wish did, opposite day is among the top three, right?
yeah, my number two is your birthday. Yeah. That's a holiday that I wish existed as well. Because then I'd be able to celebrate my homie, but too bad
No,
he's terrible.
I actually don't have a birthday. I was created in a lab, and nobody knows the exact date that the test tube was started. So
Yeah, I agree. And on that note, free my boy Carl, as stated by my boy Chris, and introducing Chris and
free Carl.
talking high culture. What's up, everybody?
What is going on, everybody? It's another Wednesday night. But yeah, again, as my boy Logan emphasized, we always want to free Carl. You know what I mean? Free Carl.
Free Carl.
Free the homie.
Free the Carl. Free the Carl. Don't
Yeah,
forget.
just the Carl. This Carl specifically. The only Carl that you want to free.
It goes by the
Yeah, just the Carl.
Thank you for joining
He
us.
drives.
He drives. What does he drive? What does he drive?
He drives the rate van.
Oh, okay. No, come on.
Hey, if you know workaholics, you understand the reference.
No grapes.
It's a free grapes van.
Yeah,
actually.
grapes. A free grapes.
Yeah.
van.
yeah, actually, yeah, he did.
Exactly. Yeah, I
He
know.
did. Okay. Yeah, he says we have some more experts.
Yeah. Ooh, got you again. You fucking loser, bro. Fucking nothing. These fools don't have no fast twitch muscles.
Minus fast twitch on you right there.
That was fast? Couldn't have guessed.
Thank you for joining us on Talking High Culture.
I didn't even need to react to that. Thank you for joining.
Hey. Thank you for joining us on Talking High Culture. We are live on another Wednesday night. If you are joining us right now, hop up in the chat. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for joining us on this journey, as we always have been. As you have always been here with us, as everybody has always been here. We got Boofy Fubu, Boofy Fubu. We got Boofy Fubu up in the chat. Yo, win.
W's in the chat, ladies
W's
and gents.
in the chat. Thank you so much, Boofy
in
Fubu.
the chat.
We love you, dog. All right. We got Chris Scully going in the
Like, yo, that was mad disturbing. Okay, so ladies and gents, I would definitely win. I would have 100% ugliest face competition for sure because I can make some. That's disturbing. Get on the camera. Yeah.
on the day to day. He wins.
He looks like a burn victim with no chin or neck anymore, and that's how he permanently is. You look like a burn victim. Very sexy. I don't know about that. All right, Marco, go. What you got for ugly face? Now, see, you gotta do more face contortion. Think Jim Carrey when you're doing this, bro. Like, yeah, you gotta go lips, chin, fucking nose. What? Yeah. And that was us trying the ugly face challenge. So
Yeah.
tune in next week for sick content.
Don't forget to take pictures. Don't forget to take pictures of your ugly faces and then send them to us on Instagram and YouTube. And don't forget to tag Talking High Culture. And we'll go ahead and repost those. Yeah.
Who has the prettiest ugly face?
And who has the ugliest pretty face?
These are the types of conversations we have on Talking High Culture. We really want to discuss who has the ugliest of the pretty faces and then who has the prettiest of the ugly faces. That is what we do here.
And also, who has a chode? I mean, fuck, God damn it.
I mean, I'm a little chubbed up right now, but that's besides the point. Thank you for joining us tonight, guys. I really appreciate everything that we do here when it comes to just chilling, smoking, hanging out together, smoking the weeds together. Actually, that is the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to start our night off with a bowl because that always gets us going. So
yeah, man, I can respect a man in half chub at all times. Anyway, let me hit this book. have chubs at all time because we
always have
gotta
to
be
stay
ready,
at
bro.
least quarter max.
Oh wait. Oh my God! I just dropped my
Live
my
by-
Magnum condom for my huge
My
dong.
Magnum dong.
Shout out Danny DeVito for
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the best jokes ever.
Always sunny, classic.
Classic. You can't beat. Honestly,
You can't be Frank. Frank Reynolds is an all-time goated like TV show character. When you're looking for like peak like degeneracy and just chaos, he's the ultimate character to go to for that. I feel like. Oh, what you trying to like ask me for a little?
little chopstick.
Yeah, a little tuggy tug right there.
Only if it leads to smelting.
Ooh, some svelting. All right, only. All right, I'll svelt only if you give me the hookup on the Jenkum dealer, bro. I need that Jenkum hookup.
I'll hit the Jenkum and then smelt you.
The
Ooh,
no,
lady, y'all hear that out there? He said he'll hit the Jenkum, then spelt. You understand how hard that smelt's gonna go?
no, bro, you guys got it all wrong because what you have to do is pay the dealer in felching.
Would you rather Felch or be the one getting felched?
If it's the dealer that smelts, I don't know.
All I know is we're talking about a pretty busy day.
All right, but only you have to include munging. Do you even know? You don't know munging?
I know mom people.
You don't know what it is to mung? So to mung is when you need at least two people there, or at least one. You can do it by yourself if you have a heavy enough stone, if you position yourself right. So you dig up a corpse, right, or just get a dead body. You put your mouth near the anus or whatever bottom orifice that body has, and then either someone steps on the stomach, or you drop something heavy on it, and it shoots all into your mouth. Yeah, that's munging. You're welcome, internet. I was raised by Urban Dictionary, so you're welcome.
So
I had to walk.
I will never be the man I was 2 minutes ago, and I wish I was.
Thank you, Chris, for sharing that.
You're
In
welcome.
fact, everyone in this room is now dumber for having heard what you just said.
The more you know, the more you know.
Thank you, Chris, for sharing your very last story on Talking High Culture. You are no longer allowed to share stories. Wait, you are not getting this mic for the rest of the night.
Oh, just wait. I got so much more in store for you.
Chris is wild.
Okay.
You're wild, Chris.
We're all on the hinge tonight because I'm trying to get checked out because your boys, THC crew, we got a nice little camping trip coming up.
Yeah, that's true.
So I got a nice little R&R coming up, so I'm trying to just check out,
Mm.
already get a head start on just, chilling, not thinking about anything, just getting relaxed and just kind of let the mind wander.
Where does the mind wander on the road less traveled, guys?
I think the mind wanders. I think the mind wanders to Fagnificent.
Okay, now who's not getting the fucking mic the rest of the night? Hold up. Chat. Can we just register a new word being made? And now we're going to have to submit it to get a definition. Fagnificent, everybody.
In the
That's
dictionary,
defined by Logan.
It-
Fagnificent. You heard it here on THC first.
in the dictionary next to magnificent, it's just a picture of Logan.
Yes, it has to be. And it has to say creator of word.
If only Marco knew how to read, that could be true.
You heard that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was your pride leaving the room.
My phone went great.
Oh, and I don't know about that. He's probably standing pretty tall right now. Oh, well, not pretty tall, just half. I mean, we discussed that already.
According to who?
No, we talked about it earlier, right? Half chub, remember? Pride, half tall.
Pride has to do with your cock.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on, come on.
give it the program.
Yeah, come on, Logan. Yeah, jump on that. Come on.
That's gay.
I don't know what you just said is, but I'm pretty sure it was gay.
No, I'm pretty sure what you just said was wanting me to hop on your lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this guy's from Texas.
Hey,
Because only steers and queers come from Texas. And he doesn't look like a steer. He doesn't look like a steer. So that damn near narrows it down, doesn't it?
You
I think that
Hey, right there. If you guys it ain't no steer, you know dang well that boy was raised queer.
if anybody's a steer,
you look like you can suck a golf ball through a garden hose, brother.
Hey, brother.
he looks like the kind of man that fuck a guy on the ass, not even have the courtesy to give him a goddamn reach around.
No, you gave him a reach around, that's for sure.
Anyways,
And then he's going around to get the results of that retweet.
Yeah.
yeah,
He thought a reach around was asking for money.
let's circle back around to the road. Let's travel. We do have a camping trip coming back. We do have a camping trip coming up this weekend. We are heading to the Big Sur area. We will be exploring a bit of a hike, getting close to the water, next to the Pacific Ocean. Chris loves the Pacific Ocean.
Yes, specific ocean in particular, because it's so specific.
It's the Pacific Ocean. Chris, how many times did you say you've only touched like the water out here? The
The ocean water,
ocean water.
actually, it's only maybe been like 4 or 5 times, maybe at most. Because actually, yeah, like maybe 4 times I've actually touched like Pacific Ocean water. Because I went camping in Big Sur once, where yeah, we took a few different trails and like hiked down, saw some beaches and stuff, stopped along the way.
Yeah.
And then went to like I've been to Santa Cruz twice for like a dog beach thing
Cool.
where it was pretty cool. And I think when we actually on our way back from Tahoe,
Okay.
I think we stopped. Yeah, we stopped along a couple of places, or was I don't know if that was along the lake. No, that might have just been along a different section of the lake, maybe. But we hiked a bit. That might have just been a different big section of another lake or something.
But still water.
3 or 4 times. Yeah.
Still a body of water that is not
Yeah, but if I'm going for the ocean, it's probably like 3 or 4 times.
yeah, 3 or 4 times.
Whereas the Atlantic, I grew up in that bitch. I was baptized in those dirty Atlantic waters.
Logan,
It
what
definitely doesn't look as the colors dramatically different from out over there from where I grew up to out here. Like it's a lot more greenish and everything, whereas out here it's actually like blue water.
Logan, how many times have you touched Pacific Ocean water?
I mean, I lived in SoCal, so I've been out there plenty of times. I'd say over 15 for sure.
Now have you so Chris and I have been to Big Sur. Have you ever been to Big Sur before? Or in that general area?
So I haven't really been to Middle California too much. I was spent a lot of time in SoCal and NorCal. So Middle California is a big, pretty uncharted territory for me.
Wasn't Big Sur technically kind of like
Uncharted territory.
isn't that like kind of like northern like mid? Isn't
Yeah,
it, like,
more
isn't that,
northern
like,
mid.
on like that border of like southern and like mid California kind of.
I'd say still mid more than anything, yeah.
still.
Because I mean, if you think about it in thirds, fucking the middle would be huge, and the top and bottom in terms of what has the most people would more than likely be the bottom because of Los Angeles and stuff.
Population density.
But-
population.
But yeah, the next most would more than likely be the middle. Actually, now that I think about it, because of San Fran and like Bakersfield, maybe fucking other places would be. Well, Northern California is pretty barren. Like not a lot of people in Northern California.
Yeah. And that's why I think that you get like the top third of California being a much smaller section than the middle and the bottom.
Exactly.
The middle and bottom could probably be like even in terms of like how you would kind of like section them off. But that top half or that top third of California, visually speaking, is not a
I
lot
feel
of
like if you're
population.
sectioning off by population, like if you're sectioning off by population, then yeah, you definitely have to have like different size. But if you just look at the map and just split the state into equal parts, like top, middle, bottom, you know what I mean?
I think it still works out. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. He hit the long.
No. Oh, he's rushing to go find out where his food's at.
Yeah.
Man's starving over here.
Now, as far as camping goes, was there any other camping trips that you did out in Jersey?
I used to go camping a lot, like more when I was younger. Especially when I was like really young and like was like forced to like Well, forced. No, yeah, it was forced.
Mhm.
Forced to be like go to like this church group thing, but they had like a Boy Scout, like a Scout program.
Yeah.
So they take us on a couple like trips regularly, which was pretty cool. Um, I've camped out like in the woods just on my own growing up because we had like a nice little section of woods in the back of my neighborhood.
Sure.
So like there were a couple nights where like I just camped out with a couple buddies back there.
Cool.
We would just kind of tell our parents, "Oh, hey, we're sleeping over at somebody's house." You know what I mean?
But instead, you guys just go camping.
Yeah, we'd just be hanging out all
It's
night.
harmless.
Yeah, like we're right in the neighborhood.
How old again?
I did this like on and off between being like anywhere from like 12 to like 18, 19 years old.
Oh, okay. So yeah, throughout years.
Yeah. There was a few times where, because of circumstances, I was, forced to do it,
Mm.
but I made my way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With the force.
Thankfully, I only have to do it as a leisurely activity now. I don't have to do that urban camping,
Yeah. Yeah.
as
With
I like to call it.
urban camping. Ooh.
Yeah, urban camping. That's what you call it. You don't call it being, homeless or like out of a place to live. You call it urban camping.
Interesting.
Put a positive little spin on it.
We've discussed here on the channel before, but in Japan, their homeless population is dealt with a little bit differently. They do have a significant amount of people that are homeless, still less than the United States,
Mm-hmm.
still less than the United States. But the way that they have their homeless population interact with society is that they take advantage of like single night hotels being so cheap, internet cafes, and other different types of amenities that you can pay services for or rent services for. So that's how they deal with their homeless population. It's like so that way they're able to still get a job. Most of them still just have to register like a PO box with like their postal office, and still maintain a lifestyle like that.
Mm.
And I think to an extent that can still be done, honestly,
Honestly, yeah, I agree. I
Mhm.
feel like that could easily be a thing.
here in the United States.
Yeah, it easily could, because we have plenty of like, it just places have to like lower their charges for like single nights or like weekly like stays at little like motels and stuff like that,
Mhm.
because I did that for a while. Like
Yeah.
there were points in my life where, yeah, I didn't necessarily have like my own place to go, but I would be working and I would just rent out like a motel or something like that for like a few weeks at a time, and I would just pay weekly.
Mhm.
Like I would just give them like they would give me a weekly charge.
Mhm.
I'd pay it like once a week at the beginning of the week every week, and like I'd be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would go like a couple months like that. So I feel like it's easy to do because it gives you that opportunity
Mhm.
to save, have stability,
Yeah.
have somewhere that you can, have
Yeah.
your own space to like kind of come up with everything, like have, whatever you
Yeah.
need to do, take care of yourself. But it also sets you up for when you finally can get like a
Mm.
permanent space.
Let's take we're talking about how affordable living um, through urban camping, being homeless, right?
Mhm.
So we discussed how the Japanese have a particular way of dealing with it, where their members of society who are homeless are still able to interact and integrate with the rest of the wider Japanese society,
Mhm.
and what America could do to provide a similar lifestyle is to lower motel costs for single night rates or provide weekly packages, right? And it would be a lot more affordable because uh, I think that the pay as you go method is a lot more approachable in this day and age.
Mhm.
It's a lot more easy for people to say, hey, look, I'm working paycheck to paycheck sometimes. So, or I'm only have this amount of budget to work with over X amount of time. And just having the mental state to say I can cancel at any time is very freeing for people. And then
That's the part that I feel like getting into the digital age, we're getting out of the pay as we go, and rather like monthly payment, or may no pay right here and get what the
Like
product we need.
subscription
Yeah,
payments.
we're getting into more subscriptions based thing,
Mhm.
where it's like they want to fucking keep you in and always getting your money.
Mhm.
Whereas back in the day, they were okay with you just being like, "Yo, you're gonna get this
Yeah.
and leave, and then you might find it somewhere else. You might come back and get it from us.
Mhm.
Fuck it, you know what I mean?"
And the subscription model could work with that too. I mean, think
I mean,
of
no, yeah, we all know it's good for making money,
yeah.
but at the end of the day, like a single use fucking cheap is way better than having to uh, get a credit card through a hotel or whatever. Like some people would have to.
Like some
Fucking homeless people can't do that.
Yeah.
They can't be in a subscription based thing. They need a single day use
Yes.
that's super cheap. And that's more of like the old times of how it used to be. You used to be able to get a fucking motel for hella cheap
Mhm.
because yeah, things weren't as digital.
Let's say, hello. Let's say theoretically you could. I mean, I'm not going to suggest that homeless people panhandle, right? But like in essence, sometimes they do, right? And
There's people aren't homeless that panhandle. They
Exactly.
make a killing of it.
exactly. So let's just assume $10, right? If there was a way you could make um, a shower, a toothbrush, uh, and maybe like a clean pair of socks and a t-shirt for $10, right? In a package. I think that a lot of homeless people could do that and then avoid, laundry, avoid carrying stuff around with them because they could just enact in that service, right? And then integrate and find at least a way to integrate with society,
Mhm.
right? It's the bare minimum that we could just offer to them
Mhm.
to say, hey, look, if you're trying to go get a job, if you're just trying to look presentable, if you don't want people to think that you're homeless, then for $10, right,
exactly.
you could take care of yourself for the
And
day.
if you're trying to like actually actively like better yourself and get out of your situation, like we'll offer you like a deal, like we'll offer you like an escape, like a chance to be able to like, figure yourself out and like, just take care of yourself in your life.
I think it's an interesting question to beg. Fuck yeah, that threw me off. Goddamn, that threw me off. That threw me off. What were we talking about?
Question
No, wait, we need to go back. We need to rewind back.
in terms of so to rewind it a bit, I had suggested something along the lines of $10 a day just to keep yourself presentable, right? And then Chris was going to say,
So that begs the question of they're putting in like money for people to have safe drug use, like needles and stuff. When I feel like the money for something along the lines of giving people clean socks and underwear and
Yeah.
cleaning stuff.
Giving them
uh,
a safe place to like do laundry and
Yeah,
sleep.
putting that money elsewhere for their livelihood is better than giving them the stuff to do drugs.
But that's not going to happen.
Yeah, because
unfortunately, because there's that's
it's
a whole
to make the
rabbit hole.
drug using safer so they don't spread diseases. And
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's a whole deeper rabbit hole than just trying to keep diseases down. It's literally like
those places are gonna fund it.
pharmaceutical companies and hospitals want to keep those
Yeah.
people because,
Yeah.
and police want to keep those people too because cops have somebody that they can sit there and justify going around doing their job to bust somebody and lock somebody up. The hospitals can justify sitting there, drugging somebody up to giving them these meds and trying to say, "Oh, we'll get you off by giving you like,
So
we'll give you off by, what the fuck is the thing that they'll give to
basically, to put
those
in basic
clinics and
terms,
shit for like opioid users.
to put in basic terms, like they don't want the betterment of you. They don't want
No,
the betterment of
They
you.
want you to be a cog in their machine.
Exactly.
They
So-
want you to be stuck in the system
Yeah.
and just be another fucking statistic.
Exactly. So like it's better for you to get out of something like that it may seem like they're helping you at the moment because they're trying to keep you from spreading diseases, but like in actuality, something that's helping you become a person that's able to integrate into society and not be somebody that's looked bad at for just wanting a water cup in McDonald's. You know what I mean?
I think that we'd have to.
The water.
That's that.
I know what that fucking feeling's like.
I think we need to really focus here in the United States, at least, an emphasis on collective, right? Like we're all in this together mentality, right? To at least provide the basic standards for living. It's like, hey, yeah, we do want to do all this stuff to preserve the United States, to conserve the United States in any way we can. At the same time, we also have to at least uphold the basic human decency and the basic human rights that we were our forefathers promised.
Yeah, it's just literally about like taking care of your fellow man, like looking out for your neighbor, like. But the way the world's gotten and the way that capitalism and everything has like forced our country and our society to grow into and evolve is everybody needs to look out for themselves because like things are scarce. Like trying to take care of yourself. Money is finite.
There's no money in taking care of your fellow man.
Yeah, exactly. Like charities are charities. Like you don't benefit and you're not going to get paid or make a living from trying to help other people. Your
There,
life is going to be, just as probably dependent on on the people that you're relying
yeah.
to help the people that you're trying to help. You're relying on them too at that point.
From the I think it's a clip from the Kingsman I just recently seen, um, and a true gentleman. He's talking all British proper, right?
Mhm.
And then the street urchin type is like, "When are you going to teach me to talk all fancy like you?" Right? And he's like, "Being a gentleman is not about the way you talk; it's about the way you carry yourself." And he says, "You there is no nobility in putting yourself above another man.
Yeah.
There's no nobility in putting yourself above your fellow men. There is only true nobility in putting yourself above your and putting yourself above your past self, right? Better than what you were before, right? Like that's what it is. And in order to do that, you got to take care of people. You got to say, hey, look, well, if we haven't been taken care of, we got to take care.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, well, if I wasn't helping this person out like yesterday, then I need to help them out today, and that's going to make me a better person. That's going to help them be a better person, because they're going to
Mm.
be able to get on their feet. Like it is that cycle of like, look, karma, positive karma.
You mentioned a
You know what I
cog in the
mean?
wheel, right? You mentioned they just want you to be another cog in the wheel,
Yeah,
and you could be a positive cog in the
but
wheel.
that's why.
You,
But we're fed too much negativity in the
Mhm.
news. We're
Yeah.
fed about all we're told about in the news and everything in the world is like, okay, this is going wrong. This person died. This world leader died. This war is breaking out.
Mhm.
This drug company is busted for this, or this this virus is going out among this meat, so we have to recall it, or this vegetable. But it's never like about like the people that are like, hey, but there's these people that donated, their products, to help fight the shortage. Like there's these, these like homesteads that are donating with like their eggs and their stuff to like help. Like you're not hearing about that shit,
Interesting thing.
So we're
With
groomed.
with nowadays, yeah, I feel like fear mongering, rage baiting, all that is way more popular than proper info and data and real facts. Like it's way more. You're gonna get way more views, and if views translate into money, because you're gonna get fucking traffic to whatever
Yeah.
CBS or whatever.
Then
Fucking I don't know, but yeah, like the info isn't even the important stuff nowadays. They're just trying to get views. They're trying to get money. They're just trying to get fucking fearmonger and shit
and
nowadays.
the negativity is that gets more clickbaits than anything positive because people it's people always are willing to see a fire or a car crash, but nobody wants to sit there and see that person saving a puppy and shit like that, or like feeding a homeless person.
What we're gonna make a pledge right now, folks, because this is talking high culture, and what high culture is beyond cannabis, right? Is the appreciation of cultural values, and I think that that's what we're doing when we're discussing these ideas of what we can do to improve society. We are discussing improvements on cultural values,
Mhm.
right? We are quite literally talking high culture at this moment. And that's what you're going to get from us here, folks, is you're going to get us always elevating and finding ways to improve and build upon things, right? We acknowledge the negativity. That's true. We don't go into it blindly. We're not naive about it. We say, hey, look, there's a lot of negative and there's a lot of barriers that are there, a lot of obstacles. But ultimately, the altruistic thing, the better for your fellow man, right, is to look out for one another, right?
Yeah.
We're all family. We're all on this earth, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is all our home,
Yeah.
right? And let's start thinking about it like that instead of all this border talk, dude.
Yeah, one thing about like Japan and stuff like that, or you see videos of people going out and doing things as a community, as like people that live in a town. Like I haven't had like town pride, national pride since I've been alive. You know what I mean? So to have pride for your community, your neighborhood, for the people you're around must be a very like awesome feeling because I wish I could have like the pride for my town like people have that I've seen. Like I'm born from this place and this is where I'm at, so I'm gonna do things around here because I'm a part of the community. Like I wish I had that feeling of community. That sounds amazing. And uh, here at Talking Art Culture, we want to try and provide that and push that message is like create a community for yourself. Find your own found family. Uh, pay it forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like we're literally just trying to create like our own culture because, it's this might be like a little bit of a weird take, but unfortunately, like living in a place as America, like is, we yes we're awarded these rights and these freedoms and stuff, but ultimately, like we don't have culture like those places, like how you're talking about like Japan, where like towns have like, this ancient like celebratory like culture where like these towns have been celebrating these things for a while, like they've been taking care of things like they're these towns know these families, like they've had these traditions where we're such a mix mosh. But I do feel like that's where collaboratives like us come in,
Mhm.
trying to create like an extra culture for
Mhm.
specific people that are in our area, for
I-
like in like the world too, even outside, because it's not cannabis isn't always a part of every
Yeah.
culture.
Thank you for joining us, Fizzlegig. The most toxic streamers are online. Try to give them PCs and say, sorry, too far away. We're so sorry, Fizzlegig. Um, but you aren't wrong about the most toxic streamers being online. Like there's a toxicity to a lot of the message that's being pushed out there, right? And
I mean, Fizzle, Fizzle. How often you go out, come out to Yuba or like to this area is how often I go out to that area. So
Okay.
like, put that into perspective when you say that. You know what I mean?
Just doxing us.
What do you mean?
So anyways, right, there is some validity to what you're saying, is that a lot of streamers will push the negativity, but what we're trying to do is push the positivity and say, hey, look, this is what we can do to better, um, overall. You mentioned having a sense of pride, and how in Japan, like that's how they operate, right? Is having a sense of collective. And um gen no yeah Gen Z, right?
Not only
Yeah,
Japan. Let's
yeah.
not.
Not only Japan, right? But that was just
A lot.
yeah, that was just an example, right? But Gen Z as a whole, they are chronically online, and it's creating a sense of separation. And we just want to remind everybody that though it's totally fine to be independent on your own, there is ways to do that, to be homeless essentially, right? We want to encourage that environment to where people can be financially independent, and if they want to live that lifestyle, they can afford to do so. Imagine you do actually have a proper job, and yeah, you just want to do that for a week or two to save some money, in between apartments. Like you could, like, if you were living off of $10 a day for your living, that's $50 a week. I mean, and you were making a decent wage, you could probably save up a couple of grand in a short amount of time if you were able to figure out a way to do that. And that's what those people in those countries who are able to have access to systems that support that, and we should emphasize that as well, so that way we can promote these ideas and promote a sense of culture within the United States, right? And have actual American culture, and American culture be something that is freedom. Like that's true financial freedom, is it not? Right? To be able, like, think about it. Like if you were financially stable but homeless, you could like literally wander wherever you could in
Yeah,
a
because then
particular
you
area.
can put yourself up wherever you need, like, which is why like a lot of these digital jobs and like being able to like just cash in on TikTok videos, YouTube videos, and stuff like that. Like people don't necessarily need to actually have a home; they can just literally just be a traveling like star where they just kind of post up wherever they rent Airbnbs, hotels for however long they need in areas.
Physical Geek says Japan has a homogenous culture. That's why their culture is so strong. American culture was a thing until people started identifying more with where their ancestors were from. That trend in America started late 90s.
Hold on,
Let's,
hold on.
let's
I'm
acknowledge
asking, what is American
positive.
culture?
Hold on.
No, no,
Time
no.
out.
I literally have a beef with
Time out.
that.
Time out. Before
There
you
is no American culture.
but there is a term for American culture, but what I will say is that what he's saying is a thing until people started identifying more with where their ancestors were from. Let's really define that. That's racism, right? Like that's what that is. That is what that is. So that trend in America started in the late 90s and early 2000s. That would not be the case racism has been ingrained in
Well, yeah.
American culture
Right.
for a lot longer than that. And that was led to the thought of there is no American culture. I would say American culture is not tangential to that. American culture, I think, has a lot of media identity associated with it, right?
So is he coming from like the I'm not American, I'm Italian type thing? Like where that's the sentiment he's coming from? Like they're not people that are identifying with America anymore. They're identifying with like their background more. Is that what he's? I think
I don't agree with that.
yeah. I mean, I think that's what when he said that or we read that, that's what I took it as. Is that like, yo, somebody's not identifying as I'm American. They're like rather than being patriotic, whatever. Finding out like I'm Irish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying, that's exactly what I thought he was talking about.
But that I'm just gonna still say that always stems from a sense of racism
Yeah,
and feeling
I
that
mean-
that is like a sense of like that is superior, right, to where you're living, right? So think about it. You're living in the United States of America, right?
Not to be an American.
Right.
So
I don't know.
finally passed.
I mean,
Well,
the whole idea behind the United States is it's a melting pot of all these different.
yeah, but like with the whole not wanting to be American.
It's not
Yeah.
homogenous nowadays.
Yeah, but like I understand the whole like people at a certain point with how things in the world politics happened. I can understand them not wanting to be associated with like I'm not American, but that's a whole extra conversation because that can also dive into.
see-
I don't want to identify as an American. That starts with a whole different subject about what you want to identify as. So that you know what I mean. Which
American
can lead as a
culture-
rabbit hole.
American culture, right, does have a non-homogeneous approach to it, right? Because you have to consider that the term America is not just the United States of America; it is also Mexico, right, and it is also, and to an extent, South America, who also have access to American cultural lifestyles.
We're not attached to
Yeah.
Canada either. You know?
Yeah, and Canada as well for
Oh, yeah.
America.
But I guess okay, so for me, when I think of culture and like heritage things like that, I do think of like traditions like that, like are back in like families and things like where you go to any other country in the world and there actually are like traditions and stuff. Where because America is such a melting pot,
Yeah, that's
there
right.
aren't really actual like there isn't actually real like traditions like or like you know what I mean. There's just
Yeah.
everybody doing their own thing because it's a melting pot. So that's my take.
Yeah,
When I say like I feel America has no like culture.
Fizzlegeek says yes. Being an American used to mean we accept everyone for everyone. We protect liberty and freedom for everyone. That's what being American should mean.
Yeah.
I will. I'm a pasty ass white boy. I do agree with that's what it should be. I will stand by what I had said earlier in the way that I interpret it, but I do feel like the way that the way that you intended to interpret it is the altruistic way, is the way that it should be, is the standard that everybody should uphold to in terms of identifying as like, yes, we take care of everybody.
You know what's even funnier is that America didn't even start off that way.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. America has always started off as like free to as seeking asylum from
it's
prejudice.
that's been the whole thing. So that's why we are a melting pot as we are. It was just meant somewhere like for people to have that fresh start,
Mhm.
to like have a new start, to like be there, like escape whatever they needed to. You know what I mean? Or like start whatever.
But,
So
yeah.
which is a good thing.
Mhm.
But that's why again why I say like there is no actual American culture, because if you want to really break it down, American culture it would really be just
Yeah.
like an amalgamation of every other culture in the world.
Yeah, and
like hence melting pot.
Mhm.
That's why when he was talking about like, what's American culture? American culture is all the cultures.
So it's
So it's there.
It's not really.
No, that is American culture. Is all the cultures. So it's like American culture is one thing, but that one thing is a bunch of stuff.
That's just
culture. No,
Yes and hold on. Yes and no.
Because if you could go to
Right.
another country and get the same thing,
America.
it actually was from.
Hold on. American culture should be synonymous with world culture because America has historically been an asylum for people seeking, or asylum for people facing prejudice,
Mhm.
right? So yes, I will say that it should be a world culture because it should be,
Because you're not gonna like you're saying, if there's a Mexican person in fucking Thailand making Mexican food, they're not gonna say this is American Mexican food. They're gonna say this is fucking Mexican food. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So there's like, there isn't like an American food or something like that. You know what I mean?
Somewhere in the world, like that's part of my thing. Like you can go other places in the world and like find out about like actual like heritage and culture specific to
Mhm.
a country where where you go to America, you're never going to hear anything that's specific. Like aside from like what, like a Revolutionary War, a Civil War, like aside from a major event,
Mhm.
you're not going to hear about. Oh yeah, this we got authentic American cuisine.
Mhm.
And even if you do see that overseas, all it is going to be is just a fucking a burger. It's going to be a burger and a fucking hot dog, some stupid shit like that. Which realistically, are those even really American? Hamburger,
Hamburger.
fucking German. You know what I mean? Where is a hot dog really an American thing, or did that stem from sausage? Which is
Tater
again
salad.
Italian.
Tater
Like
salad.
sausages is Italian shit.
That's all I care about. Sporks and tater salad came from America.
Yep.
There are several very
But-
American food and desserts. Yeah. I know we know that much. That's for sure. Mac and cheese, I swear to God, has to be American. Although pasta is very clearly Italian, like mac and cheese specifically in terms of that has to be American.
I mean, it depends on what you're going with
Of
because
course,
you
of
can.
course, of
No,
course.
because you can if you all right, mac and cheese, macaroni and cheese. You could literally define that as that's literally just because they're using a specific type of pasta, macaroni pasta. But literally any other pasta that you're putting cheese in is technically macaroni and cheese.
I know what American food is.
If you use out okay,
I got you.
instead you make Alfredo. No, you make Alfredo instead of using fettuccine, use macaroni.
I got you.
That's technically mac and cheese.
Hold on, I got you. Again. Any fusion food is American food.
Yep. 100%.
Not
A
necessarily.
sushi burrito would be
Okay,
next.
yeah,
Would be
that-
American
yes.
food. A sushi burrito
Okay,
would be American.
yeah.
You add hot Cheetos. It becomes
Yeah.
American.
Come on,
Yeah, okay.
any fusion food is American food.
Any food that you add cream cheese to, deep fry, or add hot Cheetos to, that's American.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, argue with that.
Okay.
Argue with that.
Arguing with it, you're false because any good American shit has one of those things in it. It's either fried, has cream cheese, or bacon's the other addition. the
Okay,
number 4.
so for a clip, what's your favorite food that is fried, has cream cheese, or has bacon?
Fried cream cheese or has bacon?
you hit the triple threat. Can you hit the triple threat? So to make this possible, it would have to be a bacon bagel sandwich with cream cheese as the stuff, and then what's the last thing? What was the last thing?
Bacon, deep fried, and cream cheese.
It's deep fried. Yeah, deep fried is the hard part.
I got you.
Wait a minute.
I know
No,
what it
no.
is. I have an answer.
No, because you could easily just deep fry the bacon.
No, we're talking like this is easily available. This isn't custom made.
You could order this.
You have to be able to order this. You
Okay,
can't-
so
this
yeah,
isn't custom made.
you deep fry bacon.
And that's why I'm saying this is the harder choice because you have to find this available. This isn't available.
That's actually not a hard thing to do.
It's not a hard thing to
Say-
do, but it's
call- what is the title of the dish? If you
So
have
it's
a
just-
title of
you,
the dish,
You take bacon. You like,
nope. A title of the dish makes it orderable. Title of the dish.
Oh, that's a whole different fucking thing.
No. Yeah. Okay. So
Again, Marco, you again. Marco, the way you started question. No, he asked with those ingredients. Well, he didn't. No, he didn't start with what just the name of a dish would be with those 3 ingredients. He asked how
so the answer would be rangoons with bacon bits inside.
Ask Chris a cooking question at all, he's gonna take it to the fucking Hell's Kitchen range of like what he could do with said question, bro. Never ask this fool a cooking question ever, dude, because this fool can never give you. Oh yeah, I would just make hot dogs. It would be I would fillet the hot dogs and make sure they're marinated in something for 3 days, and then I would make sure the charcoal is mesquite charcoal because
not that
mesquite
crazy.
charcoal. No, he is.
No.
Don't let him fucking fool you, people.
Not never. We're gonna
So-
give Chris a time. He needs an outlet, right? He needs an
Yeah.
outlet,
Yeah.
right? So Chris, you're gonna get your time to shine during camping. We're gonna document your cooking skills for sure, right? And then talking high culture is gonna be able to
Tell me I'm wrong, people.
to judge whether or not Chris is
Hell's
master chef.
Hell's Kitchen worthy.
Yeah.
Are you chopped, bro?
Are you chopped? Are you Iron Chef, dog?
I might have to rethink what I want to make then.
Okay. No, wait. Just what you did, but
No, because like I was gonna go simple. So like
Yes.
then I might need to make a whole different fucking dish. Bro.
yes, simple burgers, but like the best simple burgers you got, bro.
Green beans.
Actually started going some shit where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get some chicken breasts. Like I'll fucking grill them up over the fire.
Make sure that
And so I'll fucking I'll marinate them like I'll fucking while we're on the trip. I was like, I'll season them.
what did I say?
And then I'll grill them over the fire. I literally started planning some shit. I was literally thinking like, okay, yeah, get some green beans, fucking throw them over, grate over the campfire.
Physically had it too. Fried jalapeno popper stuffed with cream cheese and bacon. How did you not think of that?
Oh my!
You're an idiot.
That is so American.
Jack in the Box. How did you not think about it? You literally made that.
Not deep fried though.
But you could have
They're usually barbecues. That's the one thing.
barbecue.
Wow. I'm actually mad.
Yeah. That you didn't fucking think about that.
Well, now I'm bringing poppers. I'm bringing poppers. Or I might bring stuff to make poppers because I love poppers. So yeah, that's gonna be something that I'm bringing.
All right. Jalapeno poppers, cream cheese ragoons. Now with those conditions, Chris, what do you got?
Oh, I was just gonna go simple, honestly. I was just gonna say just do like a fucking just do like a nice like cheddar jalapeno bagel cream cheese with a like a bacon with like a bacon fondue.
All right.
And bacon ramula.
No, like with a bacon fondue like drizzled on top.
There you go. You can.
You know a lot.
I know about fun dip. I know about fun dip. I know a lot about fun dip.
This fool got one of those beer cheese fondue red robin burgers when he worked at fucking Wild Seed back in the day.
Oh, I love that shit.
Yeah.
I eat that shit all the goddamn time at work.
Yeah, you just like the cheese, huh? It's good.
No, it's with the bacon.
But it has the cheese fondue though, right?
Well, yeah, but it's bacon bits and shit in there. Yeah, that's what I love about it.
Oh, bro, you want to
And
know
then,
something?
and then like I'll get broccoli with it, so that way like I'm fucking like dipping broccoli in there and shit.
That's gas,
You know what I
actually.
mean?
Yeah, bro. Hey, you want to know something funny about bacon bits? Went to Food Max the other day. Probably last week, maybe a couple days ago. Got the big bag, 8-ounce bag of bacon bits because I was like, "Ooh, I'm about to put this on everything." Opened it up the first night, mold all throughout that bitch, bro.
Sure, return that bitch.
Yeah, and yeah, I have the receipt still in my wallet, but I just didn't go back, and now I'm fucked. So,
Oh wow, yeah, you
Yeah.
just took the L at that point.
yeah, I
You
did.
should went back. You should went back
100%.
right then.
Bro, $8. $8.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I was pissed, bro. When I was like so ready to use it, and whatever I don't use, I just end up giving to my dogs because it's like bacon bits are fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, but you can't even give it to them at that point.
Exactly, can't even give it to him when it's moldy. So I'm like, dude, this is bullshit. It pissed me off. Did you see that Cypress Hill is going to be at the state fair? Which the expo, the SAC Expo? That's cool. Be Real is like, yeah, he's kind of like I don't know what's the sold out? What's that term? We should sold out.
Sell out? Sell out?
Played out. Yeah, he's kind of it is
Played out?
what it is. Yeah, I haven't really listened to too much of their music. I actually did listen to Insane in the Membrane last night while doing inventory, so that was
I
fun.
mean,
And I rapped it.
I don't mind. I grew up a little bit more with Cypress Hill. It's not too bad, but it's not something that like I necessarily like caught on like the craze with or like became like on like the hype train with. Like they were just all right. It's something like I would listen to maybe because mostly other people were like hanging out with. You know what I mean? We were smoking.
You
Like-
hang out with people? Sick.
Yeah, but it's not something I really like regularly like keep in my own playlist.
So Funny enough, is that I actually learned that I could like follow a song in my head slash sing it while counting, bro. I know that's like, oh my god, what a revelation! You can multitask or something, but like low key, try to do it like actively, accurately count while singing a song. It's not that fucking easy, bro. You have to like, and to know that you got the numbers right, bro. Low key, kind of hard. And I was doing it last night, and I was like, dude, I'm on one right now. Let's fucking go.
Good for you, Logan.
Yeah. Because I know you could never even imagine of
No,
doing
I
that,
couldn't.
bro.
Dude, my brain was torn last night, dude.
When you think of it,
So your brain is now a vagina?
but when you think of it, that's actually
Could never.
that's not something that sounds too far off from like actually like, being doing music though, because you have to sometimes like be able to keep track and like count like count like your rhythm, you know what I mean, like count your ones and twos, like everything, so you know how to keep up with like rhythm changes, anything like that, like change with the song, the flow, like so like being able to like say words and keep track of like what you're saying, and also like yeah, keep sitting there like one two like in your mind, like focus on that like because you'll have like that in-ear monitor
When it
that has the, just like a click track,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. I actually
So-
heard about that on a short the other day.
Yeah, so you have to focus on the click track to like monitor where you're at to make sure you're staying on pace. But at the same time, like you're also hearing your words. So you have to remember what you were saying, like the flow, the delivery, the timing, like especially if you're adjusting for live shows and live performances where you're taking like little extra breaks to like do an extra flow or something like that, you know what I mean? Or like to like adjust and talk to the crowd and then like have to get back into it.
What were we
Yeah.
talking about?
Like how you said like counting and like being able to like pretty much like sing a song at the same time, keep track.
Oh yeah,
Like,
okay, that's what I was gonna say.
you know what I mean?
Low key, I think I'm the probably the best when it comes to just like spouting lyrics, keeping timing.
Yeah.
Because not gonna yeah gonna put her under the bus, but my lady is super fast when we're doing like lyrics, like we're singing a song and we're singing along to a song or just acapellaing it, and she'll speed it up. She'll be like a beat or two faster that or a half beat faster. And I've noticed Marco also be a little bit faster at times. You know what I mean? I pride myself in being able to time the lyrics pretty good. So I think my musical timing in terms of metronome and tempo is pretty good. Not to flex my own horn.
See,
What was your horn?
for me, I don't know really on that kind of aspect. All I know is that at least like I can keep a flow and like at least like keep a tune going. You know what I mean? Like I know for a fact that like that's the like, but I still have never like that's
like
sorry.
Yep.
That's from someone that understands it and knows it, like my lady. But I've never fully like, 100% even still to this day tried in front of her either.
For me, practice makes perfect. Right? I can get it on time pretty well if I practice it a lot. But if I don't have too much familiarity with it, I'll probably go early or late.
So the real challenge is doing a song you're familiar with, the timing completely, and then cutting off the entire song as you're singing it, and then putting it back on at whatever time to see.
Oh, I'm pretty
if
good
you're
at that
keeping it
actually.
intact.
I can nail that. for the most
So
part.
look for that video, ladies and gents. That's going to be a challenge that we do here soon.
Oh, I got the song too.
No, I got
It's-
mine. Mine would be Santeria
I was gonna
by
say
Sublime.
I was gonna say what I got.
Wow, no way! I was just singing that earlier.
Yeah,
I got that on
I
par.
can do what I got on
Yep,
fucking
I got
point.
all the shit for that.
Even do that.
Yeah, scat it out. Yeah, I could do the guitar solos in fucking Santeria.
Boom, boom.
Is what I got. Remember that. Loving is what I got.
Weezer songs. I got a couple of Weezer songs.
He said, plus, okay, here we go. Catching back to you. I used to work at a print shop, so I had to count books and shuffle them and wrap them and then stack them and keep up with the press
Oh wait,
operator.
hold on. Like, do you have the flow real quick?
I used to work at a print shop, so I had to count books and shuffle them and wrap them and stack them and keep up with the press operator. Plus, you have to let them know if there's obvious issues with the printer. Oh,
obvious issues with
the printer. LOL Radio Edition or Album Edition. What?
Yeah, you can make that work. You can make that work, actually.
That was dope.
All right, now we're just rapping in the comments. That's a thing on this channel now, I guess.
Seeking peace, freedom. If you believe in liberty and freedom, you're pretty much already American. It's just a definition of your legal citizenship.
Oh, there are several very American food and dessert. We didn't invent it, but we do it best.
Fried jalapeno popper stuffed with cream cheese and bacon. Jack in the Box.
Bows.
Did you see that Cypress Hill is going to be at the state fair? Yeah, kind of like Wu-Tang Clan.
I used to work at a print shop, so I had to count books and shuffle them and wrap them and then stack them and keep them up with the press operator.
Plus, you have to let them know if there's obvious issues with the printer. Radio edition or the album edition.
Did you see that Weezer's bassist wife got shot?
She was saying, I love that. I'm sweating too much.
Oh! This is the greatest segment of TH.
Jesus Christ.
We will be back.
We just got real unhinged there for a moment.
Fuck yeah.
Low key, I really like that a lot. Honestly, yeah. That's a total clip right there. And I'm gonna put it to the beat of Cypress Hills.
Rapping comments.
No, that's gonna be the one that.
That's gotta be everyone in tags who's just rapping comments.
Wait a minute.
When you rap your live comments.
Yeah, I did actually hear about that. So there was like there was a police chase, and they pulled up onto her house. Her house.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's their house, right? But she was there at the house. They pulled up onto her house, and the cop pulled the gun. And it was like, the cop pulled the gun. And it was like, put the gun down. Put the gun down. And she didn't know what the fuck was going on. She was just trying to protect herself, and nobody fucking trusts the cop. So she had a gun pointed at the cop, right? And so therefore, the cop then shot her. And that's the police's side of the story, which is.
Yeah, got me a little bit.
It was a girl on girl crime. It was a girl cop too.
I think it was a guy. Yeah, but the
it's 2025.
That makes sense.
but the police chase was a completely unrelated thing that just happened to end on their front lawn.
Okay, so there's a law and crime video that breaks it down. Just search YouTube.
Yeah.
We might make a clip of this. We might just say
Jumped on her.
Nice.
He said clip on clip on clip. He's like reload. Clip on clip.
Say,
He's like, oh, he said, say it ain't so. Too soon.
Too soon. You got
three motherfuckers still shouting. He said I slowed down the video.
Bro, those cops got more kills than the dude at that Vegas country concert.
I don't know. He went on a pretty good streak.
Even the naked?
I think he almost called in a fucking. He definitely got a UAV.
I was thinking AC-130, but all right, bro.
No. The damage would have been worse if he did that.
Bro, let me tell you a quick story about AC-130.
He would have got nuked if he called that in.
So, my friends in high school, one of my two friends in high school, my boy Jimmy and my boy Seth had a similar class in about 8th grade, and Jimmy would come into the class, and Modern Warfare 2 was popular at the time, and he would come in and write AC-130 on the whiteboard, and my other friend Seth thought it was the sickest thing in the fucking world. So he was like, I'm gonna be friends with this fool. Bro, every day this fool Jimmy on some stim and shit, bro. AC-130, bro. Because it was just that was the type of dude Jimmy was. If you knew Jimmy, like, yeah, he was like, yeah, bruh. funniest type of. That's like a Theo Von origin story. Like, dude, he was so sick. All he did was write AC-130. And that meant the world to me.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We're taking our last hits for the night. Chris is taking his last hit. Thank you for joining us. Always, thank you, thank you.
I want it to be noted that I wrap it up in a Trojan Magnum dong for my extra large
You missed it a little.
cock and balls.
Yeah, he does mix it up.
He messed the lineup.
You guys messed up in life.
What he meant to say was he keeps the Magnum condoms for his Magnum dong.
He doesn't say monster dog.
Because he's ready to plow. No, it's Magnum condoms for his Magnum dong.
Oh, okay.
I think it's monster dong.
I
There's been we've already had an issue today with call
all right. I guess we're doing this on camera.
back.
They shot it like 6 times. Damn.
He said
He said,
Raffle Mouth is a fucking wow term. I love that. Hey, I know that video, Fizzle, if you know the Raffle Mouth video, which you probably do.
honestly, you should watch the video. They're chasing a dude that's jumping the fences, and she comes out of the house with a gun.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a wild video.
We're both wrong. Okay. Okay, we're both
I knew Monster was in there too, but it was the
We're
other
both wrong. Monster condom for my Magnum dong.
Why does he say it backwards like that?
I don't know, but it makes
Maybe
great.
it makes it great. Maybe there's like a copyright thing or a trademark thing with saying because Magnum for Trojan.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us on Talking High Culture tonight. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching this video after the fact. We're going to go ahead and chop this up into clips and post it as shorts and on Instagram. And then repost this as a repackaged video. We're going to come back from camping refreshed and recharged. I'm going to try to edit some of this video while we're out there. And we're going to just film out more clips and we're just going to push some stuff out to you. And thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate y'all. And have a good night. Later, everybody.
You need to download this tonight so you don't forget.
Smite.
Download this.